What's up, boys? Taking a look at some more NBA player props today over on prizepicks. Prizepicks, my favorite place for some NBA player props and just all player props really in general. So if you guys are already on prizepicks, I highly recommend joining. It's available in most states. Use code DOMG when you guys do go ahead and sign up. They match your first deposit 100% up to $100. A bunch of you guys have been using my code. I seriously do appreciate you guys for using my code because it helps me out, helps you guys out as well. So yeah, definitely sign up for prizepicks. Again, available in most states and matches your first deposit up to $100. So all right, let's take a look at some player props. Yesterday was pretty good for the most part, for me personally at least. 6-1 yesterday. The only thing that missed was the discounted Joel Embiid rebounds because the Celtics decided to blow out the 76ers by like 50 points. Absolutely crazy. I don't know how you lose a game by 50 points in the NBA, but it's happened a couple times this season. But yeah, National Blowout Association. But let's take a look at some NBA player props today. Yesterday in the video was 2-2 though, if you don't count the tacos. And that was because Anthony Edwards got injured. I had Anthony Edwards on 2 of the player props in yesterday's video, and he got injured. So that kind of butchered those. So 2-0 if you don't count the injuries, 2-2 if you do count the injuries, and then if you count both the tacos, it would be 3-3 day. So depending on how you look at it, yesterday was either good or meh. I mean, I did end up playing 2 of the props of the video, though, that both hit. I ended up playing 8 in rebounds, and I did end up playing Darius Garland points. So I played 2 of the props, and both of which hit from the video. So I think that pretty much covers everything, though. Just make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. Seriously does help me out. I recommend joining the Discord down in my description. You got a great community over there. A bunch of guys doing their own research, putting their great minds together, getting some good props going over there, creating some good looks. But also the prizepicks link is in the description as well. So let's go ahead, though, and talk about some of these player props today. So I got 4 for you guys. I have 2-point props, an assist prop, and a rebound prop for you guys. So let's take a look at the first one here. This is going to be a pretty well-known player, I'd say. It's going to be De'Aaron Fox, over 23.5 points. He's hit 5 out of 5 in his last 5 games here. 27 averaging in his last 5. So he's coming off a 26, 26, 27, 29, and 27-point game. He's been super consistent. And with Sabonis now on the Kings, he's been consistent with it. I mean, he might be helping him out quite a bit. Maybe that's why his numbers are a little bit higher recently, but he's a minus 112 to hit this over. He's hit 7 out of his last 10 games. He's 45% this season. And yeah, let's take a look at this because he's not going against Chicago yet this season. So, all right, let's take a look at this game here. So, Chicago, here we go. 8 o'clock tonight, 5-point spread, 232.5 over-under. So, it's a pretty good look. High over-under. This game hopefully should not blow out, but it's the National Blowout Association. You never know, really, with these. I mean, if it's not a 1-point spread, I'm usually kind of worried about a blowout at this point, but yeah, not really. But let's take a look at point guard going against the Chicago Bulls tonight. So over-under is pretty healthy on this game, though. All right, so Chicago Bulls allowing to point guards, they are pretty much right in the middle, I'd say, right here. So they're averaging 23.13 points to the point guard position so far this season. Yeah, they're probably about right in the middle, probably in that 15th, 16th most points allowed to the point guard. Last 7 games here, the Chicago Bulls are allowing the 4th most points to the point guard position. So with a couple changes to their lineup and Lonzo Ball being out, I guess, Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine being out in the last 7 games, they've been allowing a lot more points to the point guard. So this could be a spot for De'Aaron Fox to hopefully take over this game and drop 24 points at least against an injured Bulls team that's been allowing a lot of points recently to the point guard position. So that's kind of why I'm liking this prop. But again, always do your research because this is just early props. Like I said, I only played 2 of the player props from yesterday's video. So, I mean, just a lot of things change from now and when I submit my entries at the end of the day at like 6 o'clock tonight. So, I'm requesting 11:17 right now. It's a really early look at these props. So, always do your own research. Only play what you guys like. So, don't go off of directly just what I say. So, all right, let's go ahead, though, and move on and take a look at another prop here. It's going to be a point prop. This is definitely an interesting one to me because I don't typically play Royce O'Neale props, but I'm taking a look at Royce O'Neale today because I think he's in a pretty good spot. So, he's hit 2 out of 5 in his last 5 games, which was both the last 2 games. He's averaging 7.8 points in his last 5. So let's take a look more into this, though. He's a minus 124 to hit this over. He's hit 6 out of his last 10 games. He's 58% this season at hitting that number and had 13 in his last matchup, which was January 17th. So he already hit the over by, he pretty much almost doubled his projection last time against the Lakers. So let's take a look at this matchup this time, though. So Utah Jazz here. Royce O'Neale, so power forward going against the Los Angeles Lakers. 5.5 point spread, 226.5 over under. So it's a good spot. Hopefully this game doesn't blow out. It really shouldn't, hopefully. But 226.5 over under is pretty healthy, pretty good. So let's take a look at power forward going against the Los Angeles Lakers. So season long, power forward against the Lakers. And the Lakers are definitely on the easier side here. So 3-6 are on the 6th most points to the power forward position in their last, or I'm sorry, that's just season long. So definitely on the easier side there. Last 7 games, though, they're allowing the most. I mean, look at that. 28.82 they're allowing to the power forward position there. So, and this is with pretty much Anthony Davis coming back too, right? Last 7 games, he's missed, I think, the majority of the season. And the last 7 games he's been playing, and now they're allowing even more points to the power forward position. So, I'm thinking it might be a pretty good spot here for Royce O'Neale, hopefully, against the Los Angeles Lakers. It's a prop that I'm liking a little bit, pretty much just based on the matchup. So, and the odds and his hit rate on the season, all that different stuff combined together is kind of making me like Royce O'Neale a little bit tonight. But I'm also not very familiar with Royce O'Neale, so that's what's kind of sketching me out, really. But all right, let's take a look, though, at an assist prop here. Let's take a look at Nikola Vučević. Take a look at his assists here at 3.5. So he's either hit or miss, it looks like. He's at 5, 0, 7, 8, and 0. So it's pretty crazy how we can go from a 0 assist game to an 8 assist game to a 7 assist game to a 0. It's definitely interesting. But he's averaging 4 in his last 5 games here. So coming off an 8 assist game, so we'll see how this one goes. But he's a minus 130 to hit this over here. He is 49% this season, and he is 6 out of 10 in his last 10 games. He has hit that. So let's take a look, though, at Nikola Vučević. So again, taking a look at another Sacramento Bulls game here. So prop from this game. 5-point spread, 232.5 over-under. Let's take a look at center assists versus the Sacramento Kings and Sabonis. So I think maybe the last 7 games is a better look here just because of Sabonis being there. But Sacramento Kings season long have been kind of in the middle, looks like. 3.73 is the assist average to centers. I'd say definitely probably right in the middle, probably in that 15th, 16th range to center assists. Let's take a look at the last 7 games here. So Sacramento Kings are still in that same spot, it looks like, averaging 4.47 in their last 7 games. So actually, they're probably on the easier side this time, right? Probably on that 12th, 13th most assists allowed to the center. Yeah, pretty good spot, I'm thinking, for Vučević. Maybe even points, too. I mean, averaging 29.74 points given up to the center, which is the 3rd most in the last 7 games. But so yeah, we'll see how this game goes for Vučević tonight. I think he can dish the ball out a little bit, especially with the over-under being at 232.5. So we'll see how that one ends up going. But let's move on to a rebound prop here. And it's a guy who's pretty well known, I'd say, Trae Young. So I like him a little bit over 3.5 rebounds today. So it's not looking good just based off his last 5, but we need to take a little bit more of a look at this one. So he's had 3 in his last matchup, then 4, 4, 1, and 2, averaging only 2.8 in his last 5 games. But we're going to need 4 out of him tonight against Orlando. So he's a minus 124 to hit this over. He's hit 58% this season, and he had 4 in both matchups versus Orlando this season. So let's take a look more into this one here. So Atlanta, where's this game? This is earlier, isn't it? Yeah, 7 o'clock tonight. 6-point spread, 229.5 over-under here. So take a look at point guard rebounds against Orlando Magic. But it should be a pretty, hopefully, fast-paced game here at 229.5. This game is surprisingly not supposed to get blown out, which is good. So let's take a look, though, at point guard rebounds versus Orlando Magic. So the Magic here are definitely on the easier side at allowing point guard rebounds so far this season, averaging the 6th most rebounds to the point guard position this season. Last 7 games here, the Magic are allowing the 2nd most rebounds to the point guard position so far this season in the last 7 games. So, yeah, I'm liking this a little bit for Trae Young. The matchup is definitely there for point guard rebounds. A lot of point guards have been able to get a lot of rebounds against this Orlando Magic team. We'll see if we can get it done today. So, again, minus 124, 58% on the season. And I didn't put his last 10 in there. I'm not sure why I didn't do that. I don't know. I don't remember. I must have just forgot to write it down. Yeah, I'm not sure what he was out of his last 10 games. It might have been like 5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 in those last 10 games. Definitely don't quote me on that. But yeah, definitely do your own research. Take a look at some of these props. See if it's something that you guys like. If you guys like it, you can maybe take it. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. If I had to rank these guys, man, I'd probably say De'Aaron Fox is probably my favorite. Man, this is tough to rank. I don't know if I like... I'd almost say Trae Young and Royce O'Neale are tied for 2nd, and Vučević is probably my least favorite. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like De'Aaron Fox a little bit tonight, I'm thinking. So he's been consistent since the trade deadline and all that, so I'm kind of leaning towards Fox a little bit here. But that's going to do it, man. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.